Hey guys, and welcome to my review of the Maxtill Tron G71. It is an RGB gaming mouse that sells for about $18 at the time of recording. It might be more expensive though if you're not buying this from Korea, because Maxtill is a Korean brand. Unfortunately, I did not get the box because my friend from Korea didn't ship it with the box, but as far as I know, the box only includes the mouse and maybe some documentation. So let's start with the specifications. It has a size of 126 by 68 by 40 millimeters. It weighs at 110 grams. The sensor it uses is the Avago 3050, and the buttons use Omron switches. The maximum acceleration is 20 grams. It also uses a polling rate of 125 or 1000 Hz. There's actually another option for the polling rate on the software, but it's impossible to read as the text is so small. I left it on 1000 Hz for most of my usage. This mouse has onboard memory, so your settings can be saved on the mouse itself and not on the PC. The software can adjust lighting effects, DPI, polling rate, macros, and buttons. This mouse has 7 buttons in total, including the scroll wheel. Let's talk about the buttons. Most of the buttons feel great in my opinion, except for the next and previous buttons. They feel a bit flimsy. I don't think they're going to break, but they just don't feel great. The left and right click buttons feel great. They require just the right amount of force. Same with the DPI LED adjustment buttons and the scroll wheel. I almost never accidentally press random buttons, which is crucial for gaming. Again, no complaints here except for the flimsy next and previous buttons. The cable is braided and the USB is gold plated, which is a nice touch. I don't know how long the cable is, to be honest. It's not listed on their website and I have no measuring tools, so I'm sorry for that, but I personally think the length is enough for most setups out there. It also has a Velcro strap with some Maxtill branding for cable management. The USB also has a dust cover if you want to protect that USB when the mouse is not in use. I've never had issues with this cable. For aesthetic and design, I don't think it's the prettiest mouse out there, but it doesn't look half bad either. It has an all-black UV-coated plastic finish, and there are RGB LEDs on the sides, the back, and on the logo. The RGB on this mouse really makes it shine, which is a nice feature especially at this price point. You can customize the RGB on this mouse using software. There's 4 modes, but you can only switch between 3 using the LED button. The 4 modes are static, breathing, neon mode, which is basically cycling, and the ripple mode. My personal favorite is the ripple mode, as you can see multiple colors on the mouse at the same time. For aesthetics, I don't really have any complaints. For functionality, I do think a more rubberized texture for the sides would have been nice for better grip, but at this price point, I think it's pretty acceptable to have the plastic grip. I personally use a palm grip, but I think this would work well for claw grip users too. There are 4 plastic feet on the bottom of the mouse. Yes, they're not rubber, so I highly recommend to use a cloth or any type of soft mousepad so the plastic feet don't get scratched. For build quality, as previously mentioned, it's mostly made of plastic. I have nothing against this as I like the lightweight feel of the mouse. And yes, it can feel a bit cheap because of the materials used, but I trust this product enough to not break easily. I'd also like to mention that I like to take care of my peripherals, so if you rage a lot, I don't know how long this mouse will last for you. For the performance, I have no complaints. This mouse can go from 250 to 4000 DPI. You can switch between DPI through the DPI button or the software. You can configure the DPI button to switch between 5 DPI modes. You can configure each DPI mode to be 250, 500, 750, 1000, 1250, 1500, 1750, 2000, 2500, 3000, 3500, and finally 4000. I think the optical sensor performs really well. I've never had issues with it. The sensor this mouse uses is a bit on the cheaper side, so most pro gamers would probably look for better sensors. But if you're just a casual gamer, I think this sensor is more than enough. It can still work well on some other surfaces, but of course, to get the best performance out of this, you should use a mousepad. One issue with this mouse is quality control. My friend from Korea bought 2 units and one of them had a really tiny spot in the LEDs which was black. It was super tiny. You wouldn't notice it unless you inspected the mouse very well, but just letting you know. Also, this one is more of a reach, but the sticker found on the bottom of my unit isn't placed perfectly. I know this doesn't really matter since it does not affect the performance of the mouse, but I'm just putting it out there. Personally, I think if you can get this for under $20, go for it. It might be even a nice backup mouse or a mouse you bring to LAN parties. It could also be a nice gift for gamers who don't have such high budgets. I use it as my daily driver and I love it. If you see this for $30 though, I think there are better options out there, but I'm not quite sure. I actually use this mouse with the LEDs off, so no, I don't think the RGB is changing my opinion. And at the end of the day, these are my opinions. These are not facts. Everyone will have their own preferences, so do keep that in mind. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content like this. I really worked hard for this video and I was actually really nervous because I watch a lot of Rocket Jump Ninjas videos and his mouse reviews are so detailed. I felt like I wasn't worthy to do mouse reviews, but I finally did it. Anyway, that's all. Goodbye. Have a nice day.